For my leadership interview, I took this as an opportunity to reach out to someone in my local community whom I've looked up to despite being close in age. I'm an avid watcher of YouTube and have always been inspired by the creativity and talent of content creators online. I reached out to a local Gainesville YouTube content creator with a large following to see if they would be able to interview with me, and I was lucky enough to get a Skype interview. I was particularly inspired by this individual who goes by the alias Aaron Lemos because of his lengthy and detailed documentaries about various cultural events. I've always been a fan of video editing and documentaries, and seeing his well-edited and complex commentaries really captured my passions and imagination. I view him as a leader because of the way he captures the imagination and respect of so many of his peers, fellow YouTubers, and followers or subscribers. I was impressed at his online interactions and networking abilities, as well as his ability to start successful side projects such as podcasts. He is also a leader in terms of starting his own business, starting at age 13 and continuing his own successful money-making career while in college. Not to mention the fact that he sells merchandise, thereby leading another side venture. During my interview, I got many different leadership qualities from him: integrity, passion, dedication, and care. He talked about his work with such excitement and passion, it was as if I could see the sparkle in his eyes. I could tell that he takes his work seriously, and I felt a strong sense of dedication and determination when he discussed the future plans for his channel. He mentioned how he would plan meetings and create documents for each podcast to outline what the subject would be. He would reach out to each person they interview on the podcast to ensure quick and friendly communication. His communication skills are really good, and I feel like that's a super important skill to have as a leader. When a podcast member was going through a personal life change, he reached out to this member and made sure that he was being taken care of. I could tell that Lemos genuinely cared for his followers and put himself in their shoes. That is an extremely important aspect of being a leader. One specific thing that he mentioned made me realize that he's very humble and does not want there to be a great divide between him and his followers. He keeps his direct messages open on Twitter for everyone to contact him. While this may sound a little weird and hard to understand why this is a good leadership quality, I'll have to explain. A good leader should be able to take criticisms and to talk to people whether or not they agree or disagree with him. A good leader wants to hear feedback from their followers, and they want to hear what they can do to improve. By keeping his direct messages open, he is opening a gate for criticisms and constructive criticism and comments from followers to help improve his own work. Many content creators of his size would never leave their direct messages open for fear of being harassed by obsessed fans or strong criticisms and hate. However, Lemos keeps the conversation open, replying to nearly every message to truly understand everyone's opinion of him. Despite being an unconventional leader, I have learned much from him. I have learned that leaders come from all ages and professions. Even a 21-year-old internet star can have skills that are useful with all leadership inspirations. After this interview, I saw Aaron Lemos as much more of a leader than I previously even imagined. I realized that he takes strong care to connect with his followers and stays humble by never bragging or showing off his status online. He has been pursuing a video production degree to become even more qualified for different video production jobs, and maintains his strong side jobs where he leads his own merchandise business and podcast. Leaders are always multitasking, and they are always looking for new ways to improve their craft and to improve the wellness of everyone around him. Lemos is constantly trying to make sure that his fans are entertained and offering them new and exciting ways to connect with him. I was inspired by his drive and passion to continue working on so many projects, even as a full-time student. He seems to constantly keep busy with new scripts, video ideas, and networking business trips, all while being only 21 years old. I'm inspired by this kind of self-starting leadership. The idea that anyone can build themselves up from just a silly kid on the internet to an inspiring content creator whose videos connect and resonate deeply to an audience. While this is a very unconventional style of leadership, it really still means a lot to the followers, because the followers are gaining a lot from his content. They're gaining not only a sense of general entertainment by watching his videos, but they're gaining inspiration, knowledge, and something to connect and resonate with. Some of his videos have been about childhood TV shows we watched or important events in history such as Dale Earnhardt's victories in NASCAR. And while these may seem like unimportant things, in the long run, his viewers have gotten so much out of these videos. They note that they were never previously interested in these topics and now they're invested. And some of the content of the video had made them emotional and tugged on their heartstrings and made them think about their family and reminded them of important memories in their past, whether it be with family or friends. His content inspires others by showing them that you can be self-starting with just a microphone and a simple laptop. His documentary-style videos teach viewers new things that they never knew before, whether it be about pop culture, the internet, or even random media things like worldwide wrestling. There were a few specific quotes that Aaron said to me that really resonated with me and reminded me of how good of a leader he is. And they really show that he has these true leadership qualities. One of the quotes is, "I always think it's important to talk to people no matter what they believe. You won't solve anything with silence. This is such an important aspect of leadership. Leaders need to have great communication. They need to be able to talk to a diverse variety of people, whether or not they believe in someone's specific message. A leader such as MLK had to be able to talk to many different people, even if they didn't directly believe in the civil rights movement. He needed to relate to them and step in their shoes and understand where they were coming from so he could slowly kind of inspire them to help follow his movement." The next quote from him is, "The less you respect others, the less others will respect you in time. A leader must respect others. They must respect themselves, their coworkers, and their followers. If a leader doesn't respect anyone but himself, it will end up as a dictator or in tyranny. Successful leaders must realize that they are no more special or entitled than anyone else around them, that everyone deserves the same treatment, and that we must all work together for a common goal to benefit us all." The next quote is, "Critics and enemies are valuable because they will be honest with you where you have to improve." This is something I mentioned before, where it's really important to listen to your criticism and constantly work on improving. Leaders need to stay humble, and Aaron seems to be a very humble person, which is why I think he would make a great leader and is a great leader. It's important that leaders stay humble so that they know that there is always room for improvement. Leaders cannot get too full of themselves because then they will never improve and try to work on new ventures. The fact that Lemos is always venturing out to make his content better, to make better merchandise for his fans, to make greater connections with his fans shows that he truly cares about his followers and wants to make sure that they're getting the best experience out of his channel as possible. Humbleness is so important in leadership. It's important to constantly evaluate yourself and make sure that what you're doing is truly helping the masses. That as a leader, you are truly helping your followers in the best ways possible and you're not taking advantage of your position of power. Overall, I am really glad that I got the opportunity to interview Aaron Lemos. It really opened my eyes and showed me different styles of leadership that, while being unconventional, they still reflect the conventional traits that most leaders have. It was inspiring to see someone my age who can handle a full-time job and full-time schooling and amass so much of a following that people are emotionally connected to him and his videos. Here are some of the examples of people being emotionally connected to his videos and being moved by the things that he puts out on the internet. It's so inspiring, and I'm so excited that I had the opportunity to do this.